guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you are doing good and staying safe. Now in the past 1 week, we have seen a lot of contestants head over to Florida for the Miss Universe pageant, which is less than 2 weeks away. It's so exciting. And this is one of my favorite phases of the Miss Universe pageant because a lot of the interviews of contestants are coming out. And thankfully, to this digital age and because of social media, I think it's great that we get to see a lot of the interviews of the contestants. We get to see them having conversations with different panelists, different interviewers in different situations. We get to hear them speak a lot more and get to hear about their journey, how they're preparing, how they're feeling, and all of that good stuff. And when it comes to interviews, my favorite segment of pageants, I think the conversations that have me hooked on to listening to every minute of the conversation, of the interview session, those are my favorite type of interviews. I love it when the contestant is able to captivate us with what she's saying. Those contestants are my favorites. And so in today's video, on the note of pageant interviews, based on all the videos that we have seen come out so far, I have a few favorites which I'm going to talk about in today's video. And so number one on that list is Adeline Castellino, our very own Miss Universe India. You could call me biased here, but based on all the interviews of hers that I have seen, it is so heartwarming to see Adeline grow so beautifully. She's carrying herself phenomenally well and representing India in the best way I could probably imagine any contestant representing us. When it comes to her interviews, my favorite thing about Adeline is that not just does she nail the answers that she gives to the questions, but she also makes sure that she has done her homework. And like they say, to be prepared is half the victory. And based on that quote alone, I can feel that India already has half the victory in the bag. Dale Carnegie had said in one of his books that if you want to connect with someone, if you want to relate with a person, make them talk about themselves, because it's a basic human tendency that people like talking about themselves more than they like listening to other people and their life stories. And I can see that Adeline does that. And so Adeline's strength is the homework that she does before every interview. I love how she relates to people. She does her research, she does her homework about the interviewer. She knows how to connect with the judges and the person interviewing her, whether it comes to Natalie or whether it comes to her Mississology interview. During her Mississology interview, she actually was able to connect to the judges, not just because of the answers that she gives to the questions asked. She obviously nails that part of the interview phenomenally, but also she spoke about her interaction with Filipinos at Kuwait churches during her childhood. And I thought that was a very smart sentence to insert into your interview while there's some light-hearted conversation going on between the questions that were being asked to her. She did the same thing when it came to her interview with Natalie as well, which happened just last night. I was hooked on to the whole 1 hour of that conversation. It was so enriching. I learned so much from it. They spoke about spirituality. They spoke about having a winning mindset. And that becomes all the more important because of what our country is going through right now. And in fact, Adeline was no different from any of us because she was also tested positive in a very crucial point in her pageant journey. And for any other contestant, I believe it would have been very easy to just lose hope and go into that mindset as to why me? Why did this have to happen to me at this point? Because so much preparation was going into preparing for the pageant. Last minute, the last few weeks are so crucial. But what we've noticed about Adeline, which I admire her so much for, and this reminds me of a quote that I read in the book Ikigai, is that Adeline is not just resilient, because resilient people are those who are able to absorb any shocks or overcome any obstacles that come in their way and come out the same way. But Adeline is anti-fragile. I would call her anti-fragile because not just did she overcome any obstacles that have come her way, whether it was her being tested COVID positive or whether it was her chipping her tooth when she landed in Florida. She always loves to surprise people and she comes out even better. The moment she was tested negative for COVID, we saw these absolutely stunning swimwear photo shoot pictures of Adeline, which blew everyone away. That was such a strong comeback for Adeline. And apart from that, she's been killing it with her wardrobe in Florida and her interview skills. I mean, everyone loves Adeline, so we can definitely see her as a top contender for the crown. And to be very, very honest, I feel that Adeline Castellino has been one of the best contestants that India has sent to Miss Universe in a while. My next favorite contestant when it comes to nailing the interviews is Maria Thatil, Miss Universe India. The common thing between Adeline and Maria and my next favorite is that all of these are of Indian origins. And for that reason, I am somehow rooting equally for all of these contestants. I cannot really pick a favorite out of all of these three. They're so good at their interview, they're so good at carrying themselves. And I think no matter who wins, India would still be a very proud country. Now, when it comes to Maria, I love the way she speaks. She is fearless when it comes to speaking and answering her questions. I love this about her. I love that she's not afraid to shy away from voicing her opinion. She's 5'3" and an immigrant, and so I think those are two causes that she feels very strongly about, and she wants to break this notion that only a certain type of height would work for a contestant in beauty pageants, and I am really rooting for Maria for this reason too. We do need more title holders who can prove to other young women that just because you're 5'3", 5'2", your height does not matter. Your height is not a reflection of the power that your voice can have at that platform. Coming back to Maria, I am so impressed with her preparation. She is a writer, she is a creator, she has directed her own short film for Australia right now, and I am loving the way she is representing Australia. No matter whether she's an immigrant or an indigenous Australian, these things don't matter. When you look at Maria, one of my favorite sentences from one of her interviews when she was asked about how she would react to, political controversies and how would she handle those situations, which are very predictable situations for a title holder to be in. I loved the way Maria answered that question. She actually uses this sentence which shows that she's very well read as well, and she says that neutrality in the situation of injustice just means that you're taking sides with the oppressor. I love that. She did not choose to go for a diplomatic answer. She did not try to shy away or tone down her opinion. She is truly fearless, and she has a way of putting across her opinion, putting across her thoughts in such a polished and sophisticated manner. When she speaks, I really do want to listen to her. And she is here not just to win the crown, but she's here to speak about inclusion, to speak about equality. And I love that she is going to do that irrespective of the result of the Miss Universe pageant. You can really see that conviction in everything that she does. Whether it comes to launching her own website or hosting a Mind With Me podcast, or when it comes to directing a short film about Australia, this girl has understood the assignment. She really knows what Miss Universe is all about, and she is here to kill it with her looks, with her wardrobe, with her organization, with her content creation. She is so active, and the best part about her wardrobe that I am loving right now is she is unapologetically herself. You can see her sporting looks with just sneakers and her pajamas. She is not trying to put across this image of a stereotypical beauty queen who's always in dresses and high heels. I am loving the relatability factor of Maria Thatil, and I am rooting so hard for her. And my next favorite for the crown when it comes to interviews is Rabia Mateo, Miss Universe Philippines. She is one of the most favorite contestants of everyone this year, and it would not be any surprise if she ends up winning the Miss Universe crown. I would not be complaining. Rabia also has Indian origins, which I'm super proud of. Now, the thing about Rabia that I have noticed is, one, she is bringing her A game to the interview. As days pass, we see this new, bold, fearless side of hers, and we can all see the outcome of the intensive preparation that this Philippines contestant has done over the past year or so. The thing about Rabia that I like the most is that even when you ask her the most seriousest The thing about Rabia that I love the most is that even when given a very difficult and serious question, she has a way of speaking that captivates you. I am enchanted, if that's the right word to be used, when she speaks. Not just are her words full of wisdom and soul-touching, but also she has a knack of making it sound so light-hearted and so comfortable, and she makes the interviewers break down their walls and just connect with her in a very friendly manner. I love the innocence that also shines through in all of her interviews and conversations. She is here to win it. She means business, but the vibe that she gives across is also someone who is very warm and sweet, and I love that when it comes to her interviews. I can just keep on listening to her all day. One thing that makes me the happiest when I see the interviews of Rabia and also Adeline Castellino is the progress and the growth that has happened. If you look at Rabia's Miss Universe Philippines interview videos, She has grown so much. She has grown exponentially since then, and you can actually see so much hard work and practice and preparation has gone into Rabia. I think one of the main reasons I'm rooting for Rabia, apart from her excellence in everything that she does, whether it's her Harabira work or her interviews, is also that hard work that she puts into every aspect of herself. She is constantly trying to learn, she is constantly trying to get better and better and bring the crown back home to Philippines. I love the way that she talks about her value systems in her interviews. She talks about the importance of being respected. I loved one statement from her in one of her interviews that was, "I would love to be respected because that is the best expression of love." I could not agree more with Rabia. She also spoke phenomenally well when asked about how technology has impacted the world in her Mississology interview. I loved this statement from her that yes, technology connects you to people, but it also disconnects you from reality. And not just this answer, but every other answer that Rabia has been giving in her interviews, she has so many stories to tell. She has a lot of experience that has shaped her into the person that she is today. And she is another contestant that, like I said, captivates you when she starts speaking. And I think that is a very important quality in a title holder, to engage the audience, to make people want to listen to her, because that is the type of influential voices that we need. And so that sums up my top 3 favorite contestants when it comes to the Miss Universe interviews that we are seeing right now. India, Philippines and Australia, all of Indian origins. But those are not just the 3 contestants who are of Indian origin. We also have Miss Universe Mauritius, Vandana Jetha, who is also of Indian origin, and I would love to see more interview videos of her and get to see more of her process and preparation that she is doing for the pageant. But for some reason we are not seeing too much of Vandana, so that's another contestant that I would love to be able to form an opinion on, because I would want to see much more of her. She has a very unique sense of style, and I know that she speaks very strongly about her advocacy, trying to sensationalize and emphasize on the urgency of taking care of the environment. But other than that, we haven't been seeing a lot of Vandana on social media or on YouTube, and I've been trying to find out more about her. So that's one contestant that is still on my radar, but I would want to see more of her before forming a final opinion. For now, these 3 have made it to my favorites, but I also have an eye on Peru, South Africa, Mexico, Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, and all of these contestants are super strong. I cannot wait for the pageant this year. We have so many strong contestants. It's going to be such a treat to watch. I would want to point out to all of my viewers here that in case you are preparing for pageants of your own, then do watch all the interviews of the international pageant queens this year. They all speak so well, and there's so much that you can learn from these contestants. I am learning so much watching the interviews of these queens. In fact, last night when Adeline and Natalie spoke about Ho'oponopono, a Hawaiian concept of compassion, I actually stayed up the night reading on about it, and I found it so interesting and intriguing, and I love the fact that I learned a new concept just by listening to their interview. And so I would highly recommend all of you to be watching these interviews as well. A lot of my viewers often ask me, how do we prepare for pageant interviews? How do we prepare for the Q&A round? Step 1 to that would be watching all of these videos. It would definitely help you a lot. Also, do let me know in the comments section below what other videos about Miss Universe delegates would you like to see on my channel. I am loving reviewing the Miss Universe contestants, their wardrobes, their interviews, and I cannot wait to share more videos with you guys on the topic. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to push the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any video that I post. As always, I love you guys so much, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye bye!